Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is, if you have not seen kind of the latest news in the NBA world, this is something you probably would have seen because it was more kind of brushed under the rug. Bronny James Jr., the son of LeBron James, is being a little bit of a slept-on prospect when it comes to the next year's draft. Now, what do I mean by that? Here recently, I was kind of doing some brushing up because I saw an article about LeBron James' a son with the whole cardiac arrest accident that happened. He's doing better, I believe, at the time being. And what is kind of speculating is he going to be able to bounce back from that cardiac arrest? Like, I'm seeing people talk about he might not even get drafted next year. Is it going to be too risky to take him? Could this happen again? We're going to discuss all this kind of info. We're going to go over everything. But without further ado, if you do go on to enjoy, drop a like. Very much appreciate if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now, for those of you who do not remember, Bronny James in the past, I believe it was like 3 weeks ago, suffered cardiac arrest. For those of you who do not know what cardiac arrest is, basically is when your heart just comes to a complete stop, or a loss of rhythm within the heart makes blood stop flowing to the rest of your body, possibly stop flowing to your brain. You're pretty much, in a way, sad way to say it, but you're pretty much going to die at that moment. If you need a better explanation, number one, I'm not a doctor. Number two, there's Google. Go use it. Now, moving on, I know a lot of people are going to freak out about this and say, well, if it's such a bad thing that he had the cardiac arrest, why is he even trying to play him back to play basketball? That's not what we're saying. If you guys remember in the NFL, the Bengals and Bills game last year, Demar Hamlin, he suffered the same thing, cardiac arrest. He took that big hit. His heart got hit stopped. He was laying there on the field, pretty much limpless, dead. But thanks to the people of Cincinnati, the Buffalo Bills trainers, the paramedics, everybody at the hospital there in Cincinnati, he now has a chance to play football again this year. Now, getting back to Bronny James, what exactly does this mean for him? I think it comes down to one thing that I kind of wanted just to talk about. Basketball is one of those kind of sports, also with soccer, that you're going to be constantly up and down on a court. A game lasts 48 minutes on average. Is he going to be able to go up and down a court for that long? Because I know you're not really going to be up and down the court the entire game, but in most cases, if the game gets serious and like it's a championship type of game, the star players will play anywhere from 42 to 45 minutes in that game. Sometimes they'll go the whole game. And in Bronny James's instance, it seems like he's going to be a kind of guy that's more like a 20-25 minute game a person. Now, I do want to go and point out one thing. When you look at future NBA prospects, we always like to look at the last name, or look at who the father or the grandfather or an uncle of the player is. And we like to accustom them to, oh, this is your father, he's a Hall of Fame player, you better be like him. We've done the same exact thing to all the other great players: Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Scottie Pippen. The names go on and on. We look at these guys and we look at their kids and we say, is your kid going to be at least somewhat like you are if they decide to play in the NBA? And you'd like to look at Bronny James and say, oh, can he be that? Can he be a number one overall pick? No, I don't think he's going to be a number one overall pick. Going into this year, there was a lot of people speculating, could he rise up the draft boards, maybe sneak into being like a top 3, top 5 pick, 100% being a lottery pick. Now with this, there's people saying he might not even make it in the first round. I do want to go ahead and put this question here from CBS Sports up on screen. I will also leave the link down in the description, but you can see right here how it says, at the very least, the cardiac arrest affects James' immediate projection of the NBA. He was a late lottery pick in the 2024 draft cycle, but it's possible to feel confident projecting him there now with so much uncertainty surrounding his health. The answer to how high he could be drafted, or whether he will be drafted at all, again likely comes down to the root cause of his heart attack and his prognosis moving forward. Now, going back to what I said about how we look at these kind of kids and we say, if this is your father or this is your uncle, grandfather, whatever it may be, you need to live up to that guy. Now, going into the NBA draft, as you all know, for any of you who've watched, whether it be an NFL draft, MLB draft, NBA draft, etc., we all like to look at the player and we like to compare them to a player that's already in the league, maybe a past player, retired player, and kind of compare them, say like, this could be the next this kind of guy, this could be the next this kind of guy. From what I'm reading here, is Bronny James is being compared to guys like Avery Bradley and George Hill. Two kind of average players. George Hill has been more of just an average point guard throughout his career. I'm pretty sure George Hill has been mainly averaging maybe at most 10 points a game. Been just a solid backup point guard throughout his entire career. Now, obviously, everybody always can botch a draft board. Everybody can say, oh, this player is going to do bad, this player is going to do good. 99% of the time, out of everybody that gets drafted, whenever it comes to people making their mock drafts, they're never right. Like, we go in there on draft night and we could say Bronny James gonna be a bust. He could be great. We could go in there saying he's gonna be the best player in this draft. He could be a bust. I think what teams are really gonna have to go into this NBA season looking at is, number one, with USC, is he even gonna play? Because that's gonna be the big thing. Are they gonna take it easy with him? We already know he's gonna be a one and done. He's not gonna be staying with USC for more than a year. He might just try to get on the court, just get a little bit of game time action in, just to kind of make the NBA know, hey, look, I tried to play, I played a few games, injury hurt me, I decided to just sit out the rest of the year. So going forward, it's going to be his health with that, see if he even plays in college. If he doesn't even play at all, that would scare me as an NBA GM. If he at least tries to play, that would make me know, okay, hey, he played some games, he's now just taking it easy, he's going to try to stay healthy for any NBA team that's trying to draft him. That's a good sign. But now my question for all you is, if you were an NBA GM, where would you draft him? Because it's just something about how we look at these guys. Like I said, we look at former players and we wonder where they can get drafted. How good of a player can they be? Will Bronny James Jr. live up to LeBron's hype? Will he be out there windmill dunking, hitting threes, being the greatest player on the court? I don't know. Like, when I look at his overall build, I'm looking at it here, 6'3", 180 pounds. My thing is, if he's 6'3", that's fine. The 180 pounds, that's a little scary for me. I feel like he needs to get up to at least like 195. At 6'3", you need to be at least like 195. So when you're trying to drive in the paint, you can kind of lower that shoulder. For those who don't know, I'm a $175, and I'm at least got a little bit of size on me. For him being 180, he looks skinny. He needs to put on a little bit of muscle. But other than that, that's really all I got to do to discuss today's video. Like I said, I wish Bronny James all the best of luck. This was just a breakdown, kind of discussing if he's going to be a top 10 pick or maybe even a second round pick. Do I think what all these people are saying about him possibly slipping into the second round is true? It could be. I don't see it happening. I still think he'll probably be a first round pick 100%. Maybe top 20. That's kind of where his floor should be. He shouldn't fall anywhere lower than like 20, 25 at most. He's going to be hopefully a lottery pick, but like I said, 2025 at lowest is where he could possibly go to. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys drop a like on today's video. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content I'm posting here, and lets me know that you enjoyed the video specifically that you watched. And if you're enjoying the content that I'm posting here, make sure you subscribe. It costs nothing. Subscribe button, it's somewhere here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified the second I post a new video here on this channel. And without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.